Okay, let's jump right into this explainer because we're about to reveal a massive money-saving secret about pool chemistry that is basically going to change how you balance your water forever. I mean, if you've been shelling out serious cash for those fancy, expensive tubs of chemicals from the pool store, well, you might actually have the exact same fix sitting right there in your kitchen pantry, right next to the flower.
So, to keep us on track, here's a quick look at the agenda. We're going to demystify this step by step. We'll hit 1. The pool industry secret. 2. pH and the bodyguard. 3. When to use it. 4. The step-by-step guide. And finally, 5. Common mistakes to avoid. Let's get to it.
All right, starting off with Section 1, the pool industry secret and the truth about alkalinity increasers. It is definitely time to expose what you're actually buying at the pool store. Yeah, so here's the reality check. Those ridiculously expensive commercial alkalinity increasers, they are literally the exact same chemical as the cheap, everyday baking soda you use to bake a cake. From a strict chemistry standpoint, plain old household baking soda and those branded alkalinity increaser buckets share identical active ingredients at standard pool dosages. Sure, the fancy label and the dosing chart on the back might look different, but the chemistry inside absolutely does not. So you can just buy baking soda in bulk at the grocery store for a fraction of the cost. It's a total game changer. Moving right along to Section 2, pH and the bodyguard. To really master your pool's water balance, we need to understand exactly what baking soda is doing once it actually hits the water, and why it matters so much. So, total alkalinity, or TA, is basically the foundational metric of your entire water balance, and it just so happens to be the exact thing baking soda is designed to raise. You generally want to keep your total alkalinity right in that sweet spot between 100 and 150 parts per million. If your water is deprived of this, it gets aggressively destructive. It'll actually start pulling calcium right out of your pool's plaster just to get what it needs, which leaves you with etching and roughness. Baking soda is your go-to practical increaser to strengthen that buffering capacity.
I like to think of alkalinity as your pH's personal bodyguard. It quite literally takes the hit from heavy rain, rapid chlorine tablet use, and a pool full of swimmers, all so your pH level can just chill and remain stable, ideally somewhere between 7.4 and 7.6. Every single time someone jumps in or a huge storm rolls through, it tries to swing your pH wildly. But if your alkalinity is dialed in, the bodyguard absorbs the blow.
But you've got to use the right tool for the right job, right? So keep this direct contrast in mind. Baking soda is for raising alkalinity, while soda ash is for raising pH. Baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, mainly builds up your buffering capacity and will only give your pH a tiny little nudge upward. Soda ash, on the other hand, is sodium carbonate, and you use that to quickly spike your pH while only slightly bumping up your total alkalinity. Do not mix these up. If your pH is low but your alkalinity is sitting pretty, baking soda is definitely not your fix. Which brings us to Section 3, when to use it. Identifying the right time to add baking soda is absolutely crucial. We need to figure out when your pool is actually begging for this stuff. Okay, step 1 is, and always should be, testing your water. Please never just throw chemicals into your pool because the water looks a little off. You've got to confirm your total alkalinity is actually low and know exactly how much it needs to come up before you start dumping things in. Honestly, the best practice is just getting into a rhythm of testing your water at least twice a week. So what are we looking for? Well, if your test kit reveals a chronically dropping pH, like you raise it and it just plummets again, that means your pool's buffering capacity is weak. It's time for baking soda. Or say you pull a reading where both your TA and pH are low. Maybe your TA is sitting at 60 and your pH is 7.2. Baking soda is usually the perfect first move there because it'll bring up your alkalinity and gently lift that pH at the exact same time. All right, let's get our hands dirty in Section 4, the step-by-step guide on how to properly dose and add baking soda. Time for the actual math and execution. Here is your golden rule of thumb. Burn this into your memory. You need exactly 1.5 pounds of baking soda per 10,000 gallons of pool water to raise your alkalinity by about 10 parts per million. Once you know your pool's volume, you can use this simple baseline to calculate exactly how much powder you need. Literally, no more guessing. When you run the numbers for your specific pool volume, it makes it incredibly easy to ensure you don't accidentally overdo it. Like, if you have a standard 10,000 gallon setup and need a 20 ppm bump, boom, you just need 3 pounds of baking soda. But actually, here's a pro tip. If you need a huge correction, let's say anything over 5 or 6 pounds, do not dump it all in at once. Break it up into 2 or 3 rounds. Trust me, it prevents a massive, unmanageable chemistry spike that'll give you a headache later. So, how do we physically put it in? Follow these steps in order so the powder dissolves safely. First things first, turn on your pump. You want good circulation, never add this stuff to dead still water. Next, broadcast just half to 3/4 of your dose in wide sweeping arcs across the deep end. And please, whatever you do, never dump it straight into the skimmer. Adding dry chemicals directly through your filter system is just asking for trouble. Finally, walk away. Let the pump run for at least 6 hours before you even think about grabbing your test kit again. Okay, rounding the corner to section 5, common mistakes to avoid. We really need to set some firm boundaries here because while baking soda is amazing, it's a highly targeted chemical, not some kind of magic potion. This brings us to one of the biggest, most persistent myths in all of pool care. Let's just tackle it head on. If you walk out to a swampy, bright green pool, is baking soda going to save the day?
No, absolutely not. Honestly, balancing your alkalinity is great because it helps your chlorine work more efficiently, but baking soda by itself does literally zero sanitizing. If you want to kill off microscopic plants like green, yellow, or black algae, you need chlorine, you need to shock it, and you might need algicide. Baking soda won't make a dent.
You also really need to make sure you aren't confusing baking soda with other chems, because mixing them up will leave you with a cloudy, totally unsafe pool. Baking soda is not a stabilizer, it's not cyanuric acid, so it won't protect your chlorine from UV rays, it certainly won't lower your alkalinity if it's already too high. In fact, it'll make it way worse. And no, it won't magically remove calcium hardness or metals from your water. Again, specific tool for a specific job. And hey, more is definitely not better. If you overshoot your dose, you're going to have to use acid to drag everything back down. And then you're trapped on this miserable chemical roller coaster. Too much baking soda just shoves your pH up relentlessly. Your acid demand skyrockets, your water turns hazy, and worst of all, you can start getting hard calcium scaling on your expensive equipment, like salt cells or heaters, which can completely ruin them. So, the next time your pool's balance is out of whack, let the science do the heavy lifting. Grab a reliable test kit, double-check your levels, and if your pH's bodyguard needs some backup, just grab that grocery store secret and get your water perfectly balanced. But, it really makes you wonder, if the pool industry has been quietly marking up plain old baking soda this entire time, what other cheap, everyday household staples are hiding inside those wildly expensive chemical buckets? Something to think about. Until next time, stay curious and keep testing.